Osinbajo, church must shun donations from unexplained affluence. Can you imagine? So the question is, why is Osinbajo not talking about Tinubu's government? He was there 8 years with Buhari, and I know he wanted to be president. Why is he silent on this current situation of things with Tinubu's government? And he's already talking about church. Okay, so when he was the vice president, how did his Christian life play a role in making Nigeria a better place? That is another question that we need to ask him. Former Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has called on the church to question the wealth sources of politicians making donations to support evangelism. Osinbajo spoke on Saturday at the inaugural lecture in honor of the late senior pastor of Fountain of Life, Fountain Life Church, Taiwo Odukoya. So the lecture titled Strengthening the Christian Voice in Government or Public Office was held at the Civic Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. So Osinbajo admonished the church to teach good values that Christians can hold on to when they find themselves in public service. So how did that add up to him? Because he went there and not as an ordinary Christian, but a very powerful position holder in RCCG at national level. So how did his Christian life influence Buhari's government positively? And how did his Christian life add value to the Nigerian government? That is the question. He himself, as a professor and a pastor, had to support somebody who did not even go to secondary school to become president and ended up fooling himself. He's coming out to advise people. This doesn't make sense. And why is he not talking about Tinubu's government? Those are the questions that we need to ask him. Osinbajo admonished the Christians on that. How often do those who receive money from politicians and from other sources ask the source of the money? The former vice president asked. So the question is not how many Christians are in government or business or professions. The question is, what are they equipped with? What are the relevant principles of the gospel that they know and apply in their daily and professional or public lives? Tolu Odukoya, associate senior pastor of the church, said the lecture would carry on the legacy of empowerment of her late father. So it is with great joy and a sense of gratitude that I welcome you all to the inaugural Daniel Odukoya lecture, Tolu said. Today marks the beginning of a significant tradition in our church, a tribute to my father, our father, the founding father of the Fountain of Life Church. Okay. Ben Akabweze, Director General DG of the Budget Office of the Federation, who delivered the lecture, emphasized the need for Christians in power to uphold good tenets. So in today's world, government operate in a diverse and pluralistic society. Thus, diversity is reflected not only in the cultural and ethnic background, but also in the multiplicities of worldviews, Akubweze said. So Christianity coexists alongside other faiths and secular perspectives. So these diversities necessitate a respectful and collaborative approach to governance. It is important for Christians to engage with respect and understand towards each other's faiths, which should not mean compromising one's belief, but rather finding ways to express such belief. So he urged Christians in power to ask for forgiveness and retrace their steps when they derail. I encourage each of you to step into leadership roles. Your presence and voice in these spaces can make a profound difference. So he added, no one is invaluable and leaders will make mistakes. Christians in public office should demonstrate humility and the willingness to seek forgiveness. Oh, wow. Now English, you just speak. So the truth of the matter here is that Osinbajo that is speaking, or Ben Akubweze is speaking for Osinbajo, is how did Osinbajo's Christian life improve Buhari's government? How did that help Nigerians? What value did I bring to the table? Okay. He was inhibited completely, but he couldn't resign. And he had to, chew the bitter pill to the end of the tenure, which was bad. For him, as a professor of law, was not supposed to serve under somebody who did not even write WAEC in the first place to be his vice president. And that is why they rubbished him to the end. And he almost forgot that, in fact, he dumped his Christian cap while he was in government. So why is he now coming now to talk about Christians in power? This message, I tell you, if it gets to the public, a lot of questions will be there for him to answer. Because when he got there, we didn't see him, carry on that power as a Christian in power. Christianity, in fact, the Muslims were killing Christians. The bandits and the jihadists were killing Christians in Satan Kaduna during Buhari's government under El Rufai as governor. What did he do as vice president? Nothing. He didn't have any influence because they had to inhibit him. That to cut off his power completely. But he didn't resign. He was chopping his own egunje under Buhari's government until he left. So now that he left, first of all, he cannot even talk about the worsening situation of government under APC where he belongs today. He is advising other people. I think Osinbajo needs to find something else to do. I tell you the truth. I understand somebody will say as a vice president, he does not have portfolio. He does not have anything. He only carry on with what is assigned to him. He doesn't have voice and he cannot change anything. So that is the reason that he didn't do anything. Okay? So if that is the reason, and what about his Christian life that he had to dissociate himself from the church first? I'm sure somebody will also say that probably he didn't want politics to stain his church personality or to bring bad name to the church. That was why he had to wisely dissociate himself from that. But then at the end of the day, when he was voted in because he was perceived as a Christian and probably will make big impact when he found himself in that government. But he didn't make that impact because he was inhibited completely. Nigerian politics is a very dirty one because if you are the only one good person too in the midst of all these dirty politicians, they will make sure you don't see the light of the day. That is another bad thing. So the best thing, rather than soiling your name, you just leave them. But in this case, Osinbajo could not make impact very well under Buhari and still could not resign. He stayed to the end of it. And somebody will say, what do you expect? Somebody that works comfortably with somebody like Tinubu, or for somebody like Tinubu to have confidence in recommending somebody, you should know that they must belong to the same party, not just party, both day and night associations. So, and that is why a lot of Nigerians begin to suspect Osinbajo. Well, I'm sure this guy is not involved with these dirty politicians in some things that probably are not explainable. So when people like this come out now to tell you, to cancel you like they have seen it all, it doesn't still sink well. That is the truth. There's a lot to what they're saying, to what they do, and a lot to politics that meet the eyes. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment over the advice that Osinbajo is giving to Christians to participate or when participating in politics.